Okay, today I wanted to talk to you about this little truck that I recently purchased from Amazon. It's the DeeRC 1217. There's lots of reviews of these online. It has it comes with two 3S batteries, metal gears, metal shocks, oil filled, 2847 brushless, 45 amp speed controller, and uh, the receiver. It's the all-in-one package. You know, everybody's talked about this. It comes with the extra paddle tires, some extra parts, a couple axles and nuts and pins and various things you need. So my plan was to run this for a couple weeks, you know, get some numbers on it and come back and talk about it, because I really like it and I've done a lot of research before buying it, and I contacted the company, and they were very responsive. They contacted me back. They replied every time I'd send them a message. They'd pop right back with an answer. They sent me an extra coupon, and after I purchased it, the truck actually went on sale. So they contacted me and told me they would refund me an extra 10%. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about was what happened while I was testing it out. So let's get rid of that. And I was running it through my yard, and it has a variable throttle. You can turn it up, you can turn it down, so that way it increases and decreases your maximum throttle. So I had it all the way on the lowest setting. I was just running it around, and I noticed that my front right wheel wasn't pulling. So I get to looking, and the inner shaft here was gone. So luckily I was able to find it, and I found the shaft, and this piece was still in the tire. And what had happened was there's some pins in there that had come out, and that's what I wanted to show you. So in order to get this out, which I'm very new to RC, so this is just my experience, so do with it what you want. But anyway, what you do is you take their nut driver that they provide, and you have to remove the nut off the wheel, little nut. And I suggest getting something to keep all your screws in order, because there's many screws that are different lengths, and as you can see, I've already disassembled this once, but if you look, you can see that these screws are different lengths. So it's important to, when you take the parts off, I just usually put the screws back in the place that they came from, so that way it's together and you know where it came from. So anyway, take the nut off, pull the tire off, set it aside. Then you have this nut here. This is what puts the drive, engages it to your tire. So that just pulls off. Set it aside, and be very careful. There is a small little shaft there that pops out. See, just a little pin that locks it in. So you do have to take out, to get this drive shaft out, you have to take out the screw on the upper control arm screw, which I've already loosened it up, and it should just pull out and pull it out. And then your upper A arm is loose. So you've got your tire off, you've got the nut here, and that's really the only screws you need to take out to get this out. So you can pull this down, and you can see there's a T slot right there, pops out, and then this just pulls out, all one piece. goes back in the same way. You can put it in, slide it in, just pull your lower control arm down a little bit, twist it, line it up, and then you're ready to put it back together. So anyway, my part, and I'm assuming this is just a quality control problem, is in this shaft. Let me see if I can get you in close here. Okay, this shaft here, inside of there, you can see there's a big pin. There's a big pin here, and it goes up and down through there, and there's a smaller pin that goes through from here, goes through that pin to there. You can see the other side. All right, now I'm going to try to take this off of here to show you how this works, what you want to do. So there's a spring here. There's a spring that wraps around it. It's coiled around this like 3 times that actually holds the pin in that goes through. So let's see here. See, what you want to do is you want to get something pointy, these tweezers, and you want to pull the bottom of that spring over, and you can see that you just work it around and around, and it should come down. It's kind of like a key ring. Sorry, I'm trying to watch my fingers and the camera at the same time. So, okay, so it's just a little coil spring. Keep that. And now you can see that pin. That pin goes through there to the other side. And this is a pin that I actually put in myself, because I'll show you when you pull this out and get it to come out. There it is. There. So you have this socket with 2 holes in it, and you have this ball that has the other pin, and this little pin. Oh, lost him. This pin goes in through there like that. So whenever it's spinning, it can turn for your front steering, but it is also a 4-wheel drive. So anyway, mine came out. This little pin fell out while I was driving, and I found the parts, and whenever I found it, what I found was, I found this, which was still in the truck, and I found this piece. Nothing broke, nothing bent, just a part. And this little spring was still on there. So I went out in my yard with a magnet, and I was able to find this little pin, and I believe this here is the one that came with it. So this is my pin that I made, and this here is the pin that came that goes through that one. And if you look close, you can see that my pin is just a hair longer. Not much, just a little bit longer. And the problem with that is this pin, let's see if I can put this back together here real quick. This pin that they sent, it goes in here. It goes in there. And let's see if I can get a little closer. Okay, so that side there is lined up. But if you spin it around, it's a little short. And it can actually, if the pin, it moves just a little bit, what happens is it comes out like this, and then it comes apart. As you're driving, that little pin will fall out, and it'll be gone, and these pieces will just come apart. So I was lucky enough to find these pieces, or I would have never known. I would have assumed that this pin had sheared off, but it didn't. Since I was able to find it, I was able to measure it and see that it's actually too short. So what I did was I just found a piece of, I measured the diameter of that, which is 0.077, and I found another piece of wire, and I cut it off and sanded the ends because you don't want any burrs on it or anything. I sanded this and cut it to length, and now if I put this back in here, okay, sorry about that. You gotta be careful when you pick these pins up with your tweezers, or they'll shoot away. So, and in the mess like I have out here, it's a losing battle trying to find it, so I had to go make another one. So anyway, what you want to do is put your big pin back in the ball joint, get it lined up there, drop in your pin, make sure that it comes all the way through to the other side. You can put some pressure on it, like pulling these apart, so that way it doesn't just slide out, your pin. But then take your spring, slide it on here, and let's see if I can bring you in close. Okay, you can see my pin and the spring, and what you want to do is find the end of the spring that's closest to the little recess, which is right there. Let's see where we're at. Okay, you can see the end of the spring there. You want to get your tweezers, poke it in there, and pull it up over the shoulder there. I'm just holding it with my nail, and start working. Let's back out a little bit and just start working around, and the spring will pop on. There you go. You can see the spring is all back on there, and it's locked that pin in. And one thing you do want to note, let's see, get it back up here close, is where the pin is. You can see it there. You can see the pin right there under the spring. You want to get this where your 3 layers are covering that pin. So if you turn it around right here, you can see there's only 2 layers of the spring. And if your pin is there, it may just have enough give in the spring to let it move, and you don't want that. So anyway, that's that back together. And when you have this apart, you want to clean all these parts and put a little dab, just a small bit of grease on it, because this is a ball joint and you can see there's lots of moving parts in there. Those pins float, so if it's dry and it'll just grit, will cause friction, which causes heat, and it just causes excessive wear. So anyway, now, like I said, you just take this, put it back in, drop it in there, line up your T slot. You can spin your control arm back around. And push the screw back through. Tighten up these screws. And just like with everything, you don't want to over tighten these things. Just run it till it bottoms out and then snug it just a little bit. It's better to come back and check for tightness than it is to over tighten it, strip these out, because a lot of times the part that's threaded, the plastic, if you strip that out, it's done. You have to buy too much parts to justify fixing it. So it's better to, take caution on the front side. So I did take these screws out of these control arms, and because I wasn't sure what I needed to do to get this apart, but you don't have to do that. You can leave those screws in. You just have to take the shock off, and you can actually just take the top screw of the shock or the bottom. It's easier to take the top off. Because when you take the bottom one off, you got to pop it off the ball joint. So you can take this one off and slide it out of the way to get to your controller or your drive shaft. Anyway, that's all. You put your screws back in, and also make note that the pins are different sizes. The pin that goes in here where the nut is, that pin is actually shorter than the pin that's in there in that ball joint, which I'm assuming they make that ball joint is not a serviceable part. I don't think that they send you replacements for that, but this pin here, it fits inside like that, and the pin that's in the ball joint does not fit. It's too long. So you want to make sure that you get the right pin in the right place. That just goes there. This nut slides on just like that, and then you put your tire back on and your nut to hold the tire on, and then your shock. And that's basically it. I just wanted to talk about this, how these drive shafts, these front drive shafts work. So maybe if yours comes apart, you're able to fix it like I fixed mine. So thanks for watching.